Once we decided to move it onto the ice, we had to preserve at all costs the glorification of just being a human being.
I have so got brains.
Well, why don't you use them? When you come home, don't go by Miss Gulch's place. Then Toto won't get no trouble, see?
Anyhow, she ain't nothing to be afraid of. Have a little courage, that's all.
I'm not afraid of her.
Each of the characters were characteristics that we have at different times in our lives. And so you have a cowardly lion, someone who's a coward. You have a scarecrow who isn't the top intellect. And you have a Tin Man who's not very active physically. These people team together and become much more than any of them as individuals. They conquer their shortcomings because they're working together.
I'd be brave as a blizzard. I'd be gentle as a lizard. I'd be clever as a gizzard.
If the wizard is a wizard, who will serve?
Then I'm sure to get a brain, a heart,
A home.
the knife.
We remember these wonderful pieces, but most of all, we remember what these characters represent. That's the strength of the story, it's the strength of The Wizard of Oz, and it's the strength of this show.
Because.
One of the problems that we faced with this was, do we try to recreate Judy Garland and the entire original cast, which is a classic, but the more I found out about the film and its quality of honesty and genuineness, the less I wanted to do an imitation.
Jerry Billick, who directed the show, who adapted the music and the storyline, came up with the idea. He said, you know, we've got to make this a little different. Why don't we get Bobby McFerrin to do all the voices?
It occurred to me that with all these actors that we might have to deal with, why not have one person play everything?
Yeah.
1, 2, hit me.
If I were king of a forest. Now, let me do that again.
1, 2.
If I were a king of a forest, not queen, not duke, not prince.
When we got into the studio, the problem was, how would he maintain this consistency of characters?
There were some lines for each of the characters that I always go back to get back into the character. Like with the Scarecrow.
They took my legs and they threw it over there. Then they took my chest and they threw it over there.
With the Tin Man, he would always say, no heart.
No heart?
No heart.
Oh.
And then for the lion, you put him up, put him up.
Put him up, put him up.
I'll fight you with one part-time behind my back.
Not only does he do the voices, he does Toto, and he does about 90% of the sound effects that you hear in the show as well.
Look, it's Toto. Where did he come from? Don't you see? He's come to take us to Dorothy.
I'll get you, my pretty.
And your little dog, too. Ouch!
What do you think you're doing?
I am Oz, the great and powerful. Who are you? Who are you?
Then Lorne Wilkerson was Bobby McFerrin's idea, so we were able to put the two of them together.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a Wiz there was. If ever, oh ever a Wiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one. Because.
Come on!
Because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Jerry Billick's a very interesting director because he's more than the director. He has his fingers in more pies than that. He's a musician. And the music of this piece is so important, and he knows so much about it, and he knows how the music flows and how the music works.
The key thing in the entire production would be how Over the Rainbow was sung, because the audience identified it so much with Judy Garland, with the original picture.
Every time I hear that song, and when I hear it with Lorne Wilkerson singing it in this show, and I see Jerry Campbell skating to it, I still get chills.
The score was written in 1938-39, so I wanted to somehow combine a symphonic sound, the full orchestra with violins and harp, with a contemporary rhythm section, and not lose also the beautiful quality, the simple quality of the melodies and harmony. So that was my tightrope act.
And there's a piece of music that was cut from the original movie for a lot of different reasons. And we researched that, and they came up with the idea to use the jitterbug.
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that hiding in the treetop? It's that rascal, the jitterbug. Should you catch him buzzing round you, keep away from the jitterbug. Oh, the bats and the bees and the breeze and the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bats and the bees and the breeze and the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does. So be careful of that rascal. Keep away from the jitterbug.